you? I hope you're good. So today is going to be a very spooky video. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know it's October. Well, you'll know it's October anyway, but if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I've said that all my videos this month are going to be spooky / Halloween themed. Well, most of them anyway. I might do a few in between that are not as spooky, but mainly all of my videos this month are going to be like spooky videos. So, just a few little disclaimers. If you guys didn't know, I had my lens smashed when I was filming in public. So I'm using an older lens that my friend Sparkles gave me. So it does make some weird noises when it autofocuses. So I apologise for that if it does that throughout the video. Also, still recovering from a cold, so I have a really annoying nasally voice, which is going to be great for a storytime video. And I'd also like to give a quick shout out to this jumper. I absolutely love it. It's from Merewood Clothing. I have promoted this on my Snapchat ages ago. I was feeling like wanted to wear darker clothes today, and this jumper is so comfy, and it's got like this really cute drippy ice cream, and I really like it. So I'd just like to say thank you once again, Merewood Clothing, for this jumper. Oh, last year I did a paranormal activities storytime video, and I said I will continue it, so I'm going to do that today. I have had quite a few paranormal activities, and in the past, in the previous video, I was like, maybe there's some explanations and stuff, but I have another one that I didn't tell you guys, which to me really freaked me out and made me believe in ghosts, really. Or I had someone in my house being creepy. So when I finished school at 16, basically I went on to college, but it was more like uni because I was doing a degree, so you had to move away from home. So I moved away to Leeds, which is only like 45 minutes away from Barnsley. But we moved away, and I moved away with my friend Rosanna, and we picked a house, and it was a terraced house. And for the first few months, I think it was okay. After a few months, some weird things started to happen in this house. Oh. So I think the first thing I remember is the iPod situation. I had an iPod and I lost it in the house, and I was so adamant that it was in the house somewhere. I had not taken it anywhere. I literally had used it to transfer. The last memory I had of using it was transferring music from my computer onto my iPod, and what I'd usually do was put my iPod on the side of my bed. I think I had like a speaker or something to use my iPod with, and that is like where I put my iPod. Like I have a place for everything. That was where I put my iPod, and it just went missing one day. Could not find it. Everyone was like, oh, maybe you left it at home in Barnsley, or maybe you left it at college. Checked home, checked college, and then I went home for the weekend. I searched my whole room again, absolutely everything in my whole room. Could not find it. Really annoyed. Went home for the weekend to Barnsley. Came back. And my friend Rosanna went back as well. She went in the car with me. I saw her go back. Come back, and then I go into my room, and my iPod is just in the middle of my bed. Just smack bang in the middle of my bed. I'm like, how has that got there? I would have seen that. I made my bed before I left the house. So I don't understand. It wasn't just like randomly. It was like placed like ever so neatly in the middle of the bed. I was like, that's weird. And then we go into my friend's bedroom, and there's just some toilet roll and some soap. I think it was toilet roll and soap just like placed in the middle of her bed. We're like, what? We thought maybe like the previous owner, who was a student there, was like messing with us or something, but it's still weird. So yeah. That was the first weird thing. I think the second weird thing that happened was we sung a lot in that house. We were musical theatre students, so we sung a lot. And I can remember when my friend Rosanna was hoovering up, and I would do it as well. When we were hoovering up, we'd sing. And she was hoovering down the stairs, and we had like a door to go up the stairs, so it's like a little cupboard, and then you go up the stairs. And yeah, she was hoovering up. I was sat on the sofa singing along, watching her hoover. I wasn't doing any housework. I did housework as well. Yeah, and singing really loudly, and the door, I physically saw the door slam shut in her face, and there was no explanation for it. There was no wind. It was a heavy door. It was like a big wooden heavy door, and I saw it. I physically just saw it go bang in her face. And every time we sung, like weird things would happen. I don't think, if it was a ghost, I don't think they liked our singing. I was singing in the kitchen, and I saw out of the corner of my eye the milk bottle move a little bit and then stop. So I stopped singing and it stopped doing it. And I started singing again and turned around and physically watched the milk bottle move like this. I was like, nope, 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 this is happening again, this is happening again. Why do ghosts follow me? Why do I always choose creepy houses? This is only the tame part. This is just the tame part. It started to get really scary was I was sleeping in my room one night and I was very cozy, went to sleep, and I woke up to this sound of shuffling, like I had carpet on the floor and I could hear like actual like feet shuffling on the floor, like someone shuffling or like sliding on my carpet, and I could hear it from, like, say I was in the bed, I could hear it, it was like in the corner and then it was coming closer and closer and louder. Oh, I'm getting shivers remembering this now. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, so I didn't dare open my eyes. I would not open my eyes. I was absolutely terrified. And this carried on for about 20 minutes. I kept like falling asleep, like trying to go back to sleep and then wake up and hearing it again. I was like, maybe it's outside. Maybe I'm just, because I've got my eyes closed and my senses are open because I'm scared because I've seen all these weird things already that I think it's a ghost. But then, in typical ghost fashion, I feel something like a weight on the bottom of my bed. Like I physically feel something sit down. And I'm like, this is not happening, because this is like what you hear in all the ghost stories. Like, this can't be real. And I'm just, I was just in such, I was that scared, I was just so frozen, and like I didn't dare open my eyes. The weight lifted off the bed, and I was like, oh thank God. But it was so weird, I could feel it, anyway. After that, I had a desk, like, this is the bed, I had a desk there. Actually, my room is set out more or less exactly the same. Yeah, I had a desk there, and I heard the chair, like the chair physically being dragged across my room. Like, I could hear, like it being moved and then dragged across the room. And that is when I started full on panicking. I had my phone underneath my pillowcase, grabbed my phone. I was absolutely in tears at this point. I was so terrified. And I rang my roommate who was in the room next door, Rosanna. I was like, Rosanna, can you please come in my room? There is something really, really weird happening. I still had my eyes closed at this point. I was literally like this through the thing. I did not dare look up. I did not dare anything. And I'm like, Rosanna, please come in my room. Please. I like hyperventilating and everything. I was so terrified. And Rosanna was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then while I'm on the phone to Rosanna, I feel the weight on the bed again. And this time I physically feel the quilts pulling like this, like wake up or get up or wake up like this. And I'm just like, please come in my room, please come in my room, please come in my room. So Rosanna storms in my room, turns the light on, and I open my eyes. My chair is like, it has moved. My chair has moved to like this part of my bed. Oh my god, I'm still crying now. I start to cry when I tell this story. I don't know why. I think it's because I was so scared. So that was when I physically felt like paranormal activity, or if it was an actual real life person, that's even scarier, I think. She couldn't see anything, she didn't see anything, so I stayed in her room. And I stayed in her room for most of the year, because I would go back in my room sometimes, try to fall asleep, I would hear the shuffling on the carpet again, and be like, nope, not having this. I would get my phone, nope, go into Rosanna's room. And thankfully Rosanna were best friends, so she didn't mind me sleeping in her room. It was just like a big sleepover all the time. That was the main event in that house that scared me, but there were so many other little things, so many things. It mainly haunted me, like it really liked me. And I had this feeling for ages that this spirit, like when I was in the house on my own, I always felt like I was being watched. I always felt there was someone over my shoulder, or someone just kind of like sat on the sofa on the other side, like when Rosanna was still in class or something. And I just had this really strong feeling that this person was a young person, like a young male, because I don't know. And they were very cheeky about what they did. They would constantly, like with the iPod thing, they would constantly hide things and move things without me or Rosanna doing it. We constantly lose things all the time and just appear like knives and forks. Just stuff like that. It was very mischievous ghost, I think. And we also had in the house an attic. I think I was going to have that room, but I decided to have the smaller room because there was no door. But every time you walked past it to go to Rosanna's room, you could see the stairs to it, and it always got this ominous feeling. Even when all the lights were on, even when we were both in the house, every time I walked past those stairs, I feel like that was like where their place was, or like I feel like maybe my room was their old room, because whenever I was in my small room, I'd feel like I shouldn't be there, like I was trespassing, especially after that night. I feel like the person would, like, if it was a ghost, this is like me all feeling, I feel like those stairs leading up to the attic, they would stay there now, and they didn't like being there because I was taking over their space. Ugh. Yeah, basically, obviously I told all my friends and stuff at college about this, because it's something you tell people, isn't it? It's like, oh, I can't believe what happened last night. And we had a house party at our house once, and they decided then, let's do an experiment, let's do a ghost experiment. I'm like, guys, it's not gonna happen, because it only happens when you don't expect it to. Like, if you force it, it doesn't happen. But I was wrong. I was very wrong. We were all downstairs, and my friends decided to do an experiment, to put a bottle of wine in my room, and then everybody else stay downstairs, shut the door to the staircase. I went upstairs, checked, there was no one else up on the upper floors, no one at all. We all went downstairs, I closed the door, I was sat on the sofa near the door so I could see if anyone was going up or not. And then we just carried on having the party, but I was still sat at the sofa, and then I think it was it Rosanna or one of my friends, she looks outside the window, and on the windowsill on the outside of the house was an empty glass bottle of wine, like the one that we took upstairs. She's like, isn't that the one that or is someone else just put that outside? And I had seen, like, I was like, no one's been outside, because we had the door to the staircase and then the door to go outside. So I could see both doors. Like, I know no one had gone out. I was like, no one's gone out. No, I've not seen anyone leave. I've been here the whole time. So I go upstairs, and the bottle of wine is not in my room. It's not there. And it is, like, how? How is it not there anymore? Who has moved it? So, yeah, we don't know if that bottle of wine on the windowsill outside was the same one, but, like, the other one had disappeared, so it had to be that one. And everyone was like, what? And then everyone, like, started believing us that there was, like, a ghost in that house. Like I said, I always felt like the ghost either liked me or hated me. Couldn't tell. But I feel like it always wanted my attention, like when I was in the house on my own, like when I was hoovering and stuff, when I was singing, like just, you know, like moving things, making noises. Like we used to hear like scratching noises and stuff. I just feel like if it was a ghost, it really wanted my attention a lot, because I could constantly feel, if you've watched my other video, you know that I like sense things, like, and when I sense things, then things happen. But yeah, it was just like, that was the first time I've been in a house constantly and like constantly felt things. Another event that was a big event. There were so many little events, but the big events are like stuck in my brain, because this was a long time ago now. But I'm sorry, I keep rubbing my nose, it's doing my head in. Basically, me and Rosanna come back from Barnsley for night. We sat down in the living room. We were just chatting. I think we didn't have the TV on or anything. We didn't have any music on. And we heard this scratching noise. I'd heard scratching noises before. Thought it might be the cats outside, because there were a lot of cats on the street. But it sounded like it sounded like it was on the wall up to the staircase. Like, we had two sofas here. There was the door to the staircase, and there's obviously the wall then. And then behind the wall was the staircase. And we could hear, like, scratching. And it started off quite quietly. I was like, can you hear that? And everyone was like, what? And then it started getting louder. And you could hear, like, the scratching. Oh, it was, like, really, really loud scratching. Like, someone was going up the staircase, putting their nails on the staircase and scratching the wall really, really slowly. So, like, please don't say this is happening. I'm getting shivers remembering this. So, for a while, because we're kind of used to these things happening now, we just kind of sit there like, okay, it's nothing, just calm down, it's nothing, it's not the ghost, it's not anything. We try and start chatting again, and it just keeps happening, and it just keeps getting louder and louder. Like, it's literally like someone like, listen to me, or someone like trying to get out of the wall. Oh. And then after the scratching, it starts going scratching, and then you can hear like footsteps. You could physically hear footsteps on the stairs. And then you could hear the footsteps going further up the stairs. The scratching stopped. You could hear the footsteps going up the stairs, and then it was quite an old house, so whenever someone was walking upstairs, you could hear them. And it didn't sound like just normal creaks in the floorboards. It sounded like actual footprints, someone walking. It sounded like a male walking, and that like confirmed my thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you can tell when it's a female walking, when it's a male walking. I don't know how to explain it. That like confirmed my thoughts. Like, it's the ghost, it's him. Oh, there's somebody in our house. There's a serial killer in our house. So Rosanna goes into the kitchen. She grabs a knife. I'm crying at this point. I'm terrified. I was absolutely terrified. We're both terrified. She grabs the knife. I open the door to the staircase, and we can both hear the footsteps still, and we daren't go any further up the stairs. We both chickened out. So my friend Rosanna rung our friend Matt, who was my London housemate actually, if you guys don't remember. And he came to pick us up. He came and went up the stairs. Lo and behold, there was no one upstairs. we would check to see if there was actually a physical human being hiding as well. We check all the cupboards and everything. There was no one upstairs. It was awful. So we stayed at their house for that night. And then I constantly stayed in Rosanna's room. Even when she wasn't in the house, like sometimes she'd go home and I wouldn't, I would stay in her room. There was also another thing that confirmed for me that it was a boy, like a young male, was that I took a photo once, and I don't have this photo anymore, and it's really annoying because I think you guys are just going to think I'm just lying to you and making all of this stuff up. But if you want, you can try and find Rosanna and ask her about these stories because they're real stories. I took a photo, I was taking selfies. I remember I was in the house on my own once, so I was taking selfies, and I forgot about these selfies, just left them on my phone. You know when you're bored, you just take selfies, you don't really post them anywhere. I don't know, I think I was like really proud of my makeup or something. I remember taking these photos in the bathroom, and yeah, I forgot about these photos, and then I was going through my phone deleting stuff again. And I see these selfies that I took in the bathroom of my makeup, and they're in black and white. It was a really old phone, like you could only do a few filters on it. It was like really contrasted black and white. And I look at the photo and think, what's that in the background? And it was really high contrast. Like, my face was bright white, my hair was jet black. You could literally just see my eyes and my lips. You couldn't see my nose. You know, those kind of photos. And in the background, you could see a pair of jeans and a belt with the hand, like, tucked into the belt. And I don't have a pair of jeans like that. There was no one in the house when I was taking those selfies. So we don't have, like, there was no one with me. And there's a pair of jeans, like, he's literally like someone stood behind me with their hands in their pockets watching me take selfies. No. And I will try and dig this photo out because it was on my old Facebook, which I've deactivated or deleted. I'll try and find it for you guys because it is very unnerving. We also came to the conclusion it might have been that I had a very bad memory and that I took the selfie in my friend's house, because they used to have a cardboard cutout of this model that had similar kind of clothes on, but it was a little bit different. I can remember it being a little bit different, and I can remember I would never have taken selfies in that person's house because I was so shy about taking selfies. That's why I only took selfies when I was in the house on my own. So it could have been that cardboard cutout, but I don't ever remember taking selfies in that person's house. Like, it's very out of character to me to take, like, because I wouldn't have been in their house. on my own. I never was in their like flat on my own. So I don't know. And it also, like, before that photo came out, I was like, yeah, this person is a young male. I didn't think they were an old ghost either. I didn't think they were like an old spirit. I thought they were quite new, and that's why they were so angry and stuff. We actually asked our landlord, I think once, was there a death in the house, and he didn't know. A lot of my friends used to say about the young male ghost in my old college house was that maybe he fancies you, or maybe he just wants your attention. Maybe you should call his name or find out what his name is. But we couldn't find out what his name was or like any background on it. But like I said, I had a very strong feeling it was a young male, and quite a lot of things confirmed that. It's very strange. Ghosts, if you do fancy me, please don't do that. And it's not going to happen because I'm alive. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, if you have any paranormal experiences, please put them in the comments below because I love reading them. And yeah, so I'll be doing some more spooky videos this month. But yeah, I'll see you guys next video. I hope I didn't spook you too much. I hope you sleep well. Goodbye.